Hello YouTube, today we're going to be talking about a potential replacement for Kazuha as far as world exploration goes, and that would have to be Gaming. Now when we're talking about Kazuha, what his benefit is having this vertical movement. He is able to easily access spots that are hard to get to, and just like how Yelan has this horizontal movement, and Lynette is a 4-star option that has this type of horizontal movement, maybe not as good as Yelan's, but it's a 4-star option. We have Gaming, who also has some sort of vertical movement in his kit, but there's some caveats to it, so we are going to go through those really quick. So as far as Gaming goes, he has to collide with something in order to get that vertical height. So if we go here, land in this tree, and we have to get to a very particular spot in this tree. Do apologize, this is the hardest part. Right here. So he's going to collide with the branch in front of him after using his skill, and that should give him enough height to be able to land on the roof. So let's demonstrate this really quick. And with enough height, he can land and make it on top of the roof. So it's very cool that we now have a 4-star option that's able to do that. Prior to that, we only had Kazuha, who was the only one that was able to get this vertical height besides Venti, which is another limited 5-star option. But now we have something like Gaming, who can also get some nice height. But now let's look at our original problem of getting on top of this roof. For Kazuha, it's very simple because he just goes straight up. But for Gaming, his kit is a little bit different because he first hops horizontally on the ground, then he bounces up vertically. So if we look at something like this, he does not go onto the roof because he's stuck underneath this little ledge right here, and that's a problem. So in order to fix that, just have to think a little bit outside of the box. So here we have a situation where I'm going to first move horizontal, then vertically. So as we can see, I miss the flagpole, but we shall try again. As you can see, I was able to get up on top of the roof, so you just have to play around a little bit with his kit, know exactly how his kit works. And like I'm saying, it's not better than Kazuha, but it's a Kazuha alternative. So if you don't have Kazuha on your account, it's very cool that you now have Gaming as an option. Now, a lot of the, situations where we're using Kazuha, we're not trying to go around ledges and try to do all this weird, crazy stuff. It's often situations like this where we just want to get over this wall, jump up. So we can use someone like Gaming, jump up, and pretty much get same sort of results. There are some, situations where, like Kazuha, seems like he'd be better, like in this type of situation. Want to hit that tall building over there, so I'm just going to first jump up and fly over to this tall building. But as you progress through the story, you get this gadget that will help you when flying in the air, so you can be on any character. Just use the gadget, and then you get some vertical movement. So it's not like you really need Kazuha anymore because you have this gadget. You have Gaming that can kind of do similar things. And for the most part, you're kind of in these situations where you just want to move, in a, I would say just kind of in a more fluid way. So like, let's say I just wanted to run up this ledge right here. So I'm just trying to be fluid. You kind of do this first horizontal movement, then a vertical movement. Now, if I had to do it on Kazuha for that same sort of movement right here, it's like, okay, well, I could just jump up a couple times like that. Or, you have to first be moving, then stop, and then jump, and then go. But for someone like Gaming, he has this nice ability to be moving and then just still moving. So it feels a little bit more fluid in some situations. So as long as you're fulfilling the condition that you collide with something first, then it works out pretty nicely. So, yeah, that is one of the things that Gaming is good at. So besides that, he actually does things that's better than Kazuha. So Kazuha can break rocks, but he's not a Claymore user, so he has to do his plunge attack to be able to do so in, a relatively good amount of time. But Gaming, Claymore user, very easy to break through rocks and whatnot when exploring the open world. And the other thing that's a benefit for Gaming is he actually has an exploration passive. So if we go over to here, go over to his talents, he has something that during the daytime, the whole team has increased movement speed, which, you know, is relatively useful for world exploration stuff. So we'll just switch the time really quick. And we can showcase this. All right. So as you can see, you know, he's moving slightly faster because it's the daytime. Now, there's one more thing that I want to talk about Gaming, and that is his pyro application. So when he's actually doing his little dash right here, he's not actually applying pyro to anything. So I'm going to demonstrate this by going over to this teleport really quick. Now in the Sumeru region, there are these mushrooms that once you apply pyro to them, they will shrivel up and they will not be able to be bounced on anymore. But as you can see, it did not do that just by using the skill. You actually have to do the plunge attack with it. So if I do the skill then plunge attack, then it will apply pyro. So if you're working with a pyro monument, you need to apply pyro. Remember, you have to do the skill then do, you know, the hit down. And with doing that, you're actually consuming some of your HP because it's in his kit like that. So I do recommend if you're doing something like that, do bring a healer in the party with you so that you can restore his health, because unless he's colliding with an actual enemy, he does not restore any of the health back to him. So he cannot self-sustain just doing open world stuff. But if he's against an enemy like that, as you can see, he did have some healing splats off, and now I'm going to die because he is under-leveled. And that is kind of like the last point I want to talk on, is if you're just using him for world exploration, he doesn't really need any investment. I have him on like some, you know, old set, but he doesn't really need to have any sort of investment in his skills or abilities. He's just there to fulfill that vertical jump. So if you know you're going through the open world and you need a vertical jump somewhere, just look for something to collide into and do that. And, you know, breaking rocks and doing other things that you would do in the open world. Gaming can fulfill that role very nicely, and he doesn't need any investment. So I thought it was just an interesting topic to talk about, because I think Kazuha's banner is coming pretty soon, and people without Kazuha is like, oh, well, maybe I don't like Kazuha, but I really just need him for the open world vertical jump aspect of him. But if you already have a Gaming on your account, he can be a good alternative for that too. So tell me what you think in the comments below, I guess, about that, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye.